Well, a lot of people may have noticed a lot of changes, especially on my timeline and my social media, because I've realized that it's not everybody can say it. Some people will say things and get away with it, and I might say it and it comes off as Mr. Vegas looking for trouble or bad mind or whatever, and I totally understand that. So when I speak to people like Richie Stevens and Danny Brownie and Ennis and Nesta and these people that are around me that I really respect, and they say, you know what, Vegas, is not every battle you can fight, it's not every battle you're going to win, and some things you have to just leave alone, let the media handle it. My passion is in the music and is with the music. So of course, some things that bothers me, you know, sometimes I may go overboard and say some things. Now last year, Sumfest, I did say some things that maybe people took out of context. And but I was like, a year ago, one thing I still stand by is, it bothers me that an artist is gonna make himself the whole center of a festival. If you're gonna make a festival be just about you, why do we have other acts on the festival? I've seen artists closing shows for years, and I've never seen such a media frenzy about an individual closing a show. And it bothered me that other artists were on the lineup and I did not see them getting the media attention that one artist was getting. So, was it my business? Should I have left it alone? Maybe yes. But as a person that loved the music and want to see the music go places, I just think that we cannot promote one brand. If 20 artists on a festival or on a night of concert, I think the 20 artists, even the opening act, should get some media attention, and the show should be, everybody should be promoted equally. So this whole thing about who is closing and who is opening and blah blah blah, to me that is bulls. Because even the opening act you have to give props for, because the opening act, that job is hard as well, because the people them just are coming to the venue and them not really interested, them not get drunk yet, them not start feel the vibe yet. So to me, even the opening act is more difficult than the man closing the show. So everybody's job on the show is important. So it bothered me that one artist was running with this whole thing. I'm closing, I'm closing, I'm closing, I'm closing. And I realized that, oh, this was about not just the show. This was about, oh, me is the big man now. I'm the artist now. Me I run the place. So me I close the show. So I said what I said. But that was like a year ago. So when I was brought up back today, it kind of threw me off, because I was like, if I said something a year ago and it bothered you, you could have addressed it there, and if I felt like, you know what, I disrespected you, I would have been a man and said, you know what, artist, sorry if it came out that way, but me just have to grow and don't try to start at the top. Because if you start at the top, you have nowhere to go but down. Now I understand that the artist manager, who used to be my publicist, is trying for years to mash up Mr. Vegas' career. So, coming out now right before Sumfest, when Mr. Vegas is on Sumfest, and Mr. Vegas is getting some good plays in Jamaica, songs like Real Done, songs like Love Yourself, Road and them songs, they get some nice plays in Jamaica. I just did Kite Fest. The people them say me go on good, because I'm never the one who is gonna boast and brag and say, yeah man, me mash the show, me take the show, me blah blah blah. If me flop on a show, you can guarantee me are the first one I go tell you. Because next time, me I go do my homework and me I go back and mash it up. Just like the first time I went to Uganda. It was not great, but I went back to Uganda and mashed up the place. First time I went to Kenya, it was not great, it was good. But next time I go Kenya, because sometimes you do a show and you go to the show with a rehearsed show. And worse, when you're using a band, you cannot adjust, and when you get to the show, you realize that, oh, them song are big down here, so next time you go, you have to just do a better show. So why now, after 1 year, when Sumfest is around the corner, this whole thing now, about what I said 1 year ago? You cannot blame Mr. Vegas if you set the bar too high for yourself and cannot go over the bar again. Because that is just making my point. That if you start at the top without growing, you're going to go down very fast. So, if you set the bar too high and you feel pressured this time around, do not make this be about Mr. Vegas and versus I-Octane. So you're trying to poison people's mind now that Mr. Vegas said last year that I should not close the show and I was not the right one to close the show. Which is bulls. All I said was, this is not about one artist. You understand? So if it's about the focus on one artist, why were the other artists on the show? Maybe you should have done an in concert on Dance All Night with just about you. Now you're giving me a challenge to close the show. But when I was booking the show, I thought it was Mr. Johnny Guzam's show. I didn't know it was your show, that you can choose anywhere you want to perform. So since it is your show, I'm going to have to report to you to find out when I am performing. But wherever you put me on the show, I am going to perform. Because obviously it is your show. So you want to say, oh, I am working right before Mr. Vegas, and he has to close the show and blah, 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 blah. Listen, closing a show or opening a show, it doesn't matter to me. What matters, if 5 people is there and they enjoy themselves. I've done shows where 100 people are at the venue, and that 100 people leave with them belly full. I've done shows with 50,000 people, 90,000 people, and them leave with them belly full. Because it's not just about Mr. Vegas. So do not make this year's Sumfest be about Mr. Vegas and I-Octane. Let it be about the music. Trying to poison people's mind, you and your manager, that has been trying to mash up Mr. Vegas' career for over 10 years for his personal reasons, is ridiculous. What you need to remind yourself of is Mr. Vegas was the one who were calling DJs before your bus, and I tell them, say, why you not play I-Octane song them? Him a go bus. You say manager, I was the one who begged him to get you in the media. I was the one who begged Claude Mills and those people to write up about you when I saw you performing on shows. Ask Jigsy King. Ask Richie Feelings. Who was the person calling them, asking them why they're not playing your songs? Why don't you tell the people, I'm the one you used to call every day when things not going right? And I would say to you, keep doing what you're doing. The bus will come. I was the one who told you, do not walk away, leave Miss Rose. That didn't sit well with you, because obviously you left. I said she has 1 more year leave on her contract. Let the 1 year run off so she can make back her food, because she spent a lot of energy on your career. And the same manager you run off with You was not good enough for them to write about you when I was telling them about you. So do not tell the people that Mr. Vegas don't want to see you prosper. Tell the people them and go back and check my timeline on Twitter. How I used to cuss DJs or they're not playing I-Octane. So when you try to paint this in the streets that Mr. Vegas bad mind, look at Mr. Vegas' track record. When I went around Steely to record Hot Girl Today, Steely wanted me to record the song by myself. I said, Steely, no. Sean Paul is coming on this record. How many nights I've been in studio with Alizade, Archive, Elephant, all the artists, when I was just breaking, working as a producer and an artist. Hours of night, before the morning, producing artists. Go check In The Street label. How many artists came through that label? So, do not try to paint Mr. Vegas as an artist that fight against other artists. Go check history. Look at artists that used to be under Mr. Vegas' wings when he was still a young artist. And I've never yet come out and take self-praise for that. Because at the end of the day, if an artist does not have the talent, it's useless. Right now I'm in studio every night till morning, working with Latty J, Wickerman, Famous, giving them a platform for themselves. So, bad mind not in my DNA. I just love music. So if I say something and it offends someone, I apologize. But if I see something that is detrimental to the music, I'm going to say it. But after speaking with people like Richard Stevens and those people that I said before, I totally left those things alone because I realized that, you know what? I'm just going to focus on Mr. Vegas, Latty J, Wickerman, and stop tending to things that I think is not right. Because at the end of the day, it's me, people looking at it as a troublemaker, not as somebody who is passionate about the music. So, don't let this be about I-Octane versus Mr. Vegas. Let this be about going to Sumfest and doing a good show. Going to Sumfest and performing for the people then. Whether I open the show or whether I close the show, I just want to make sure people have a good time. I want when I sing I Am Blessed, people feel that blessed and have God in them heart. Because you cannot sing I Am Blessed if you don't have God in your heart. So Ray Alexander, you have me a court because he's an outspoken youth. But trust me, God a God. You can't mash up Mr. Vegas. You have people who can write and comment and say things and post things. Me have God and my real fans them. So don't make this Sumfest be about any media hype. Let us go out there and perform for the people, not for ourselves.